Okay, welcome to our Unit 2 Socratic discussion. We've been talking about Romeo and Juliet and love and lust and how all of that works. The first thing that we need to talk about is how can words inspire, or how can words inspire change? So my claim that I wrote down. When words are put into an inspirational format that is relatable to many, different people can get encouraged to change, grow, or choose to succeed. It can be both positive or negative words that inspire us. When you hear that like you're not good enough or that you're bad at something, it might like push you to improve, if that makes sense. And it can push you to achieve whatever goal that you're trying to get.
I agree with Lauren.
Why?
As do I.
What do you agree with?
Yeah.
That if somebody tells you that you're not good enough, then it'll push you to be better.
Okay.
So, like, an example of what she was saying, too, is, like, so when Martin Luther King Jr. once said, and when this happens, and when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last. When he said that, it got all those people, like, riled up, and they were ready for this movement.
Mm-hmm.
Not only just like what they say, but how they say it.
Mm-hmm.
That also impacts.
Like the tone of their voice.
Yeah. And their body language, their facial expressions.
And also by their bodily
motion. Yeah, and just by I know there's not one today, but like her today quotes or whatever, can just put you in a good mindset when you come into the classroom.
Emma, do you have anything to add?
No, not really. I had something different than Lauren because she said that it was specifically when you tried to make it motivational or something like that. I basically put it, it's not the words exactly, it's how it influences the people that you're speaking to, because sometimes words that you can say things and it will affect people in a way you don't expect because you're just speaking from the heart.
Mm-hmm. So we all agree that words can inspire us.
Yes.
Yeah.
How is that idea exhibited in the text, Lauren?
Okay. So I put the way things were said in the book and how some words, I guess the way they spelled some words, like so they were like more southern and whatnot.
Like the ASM?
Yep. I put that they like emphasized or showed character to the person talking about whatever they were talking about in the scene in the book. So
it really made it so you could picture things like in your head instead of just reading the words. You could like actually kind of picture the scenario.
Mm-hmm. Who that person was.
Really put an image in your head of who they were and what was going on at that moment.
Yeah, exactly. So some like counterclaims or whatever. Some people might think that actions speak louder than words, which I totally agree with. In books, it's often like when people say stuff and you can like predict what's going to happen next or like what they're going to do later in the story. So words can like predict things when it comes to books or movies and what they say and how they say it.
I agree with you because words can't always inspire change, more of the actions do, because if you just say something, you can say as much as you want, but until you actually do something about it, nothing's going to change.
I agree with nature.
Yeah.
Why do you agree with me?
Because it's straight facts. It's true.
It is. It's straight facts.
It's straight
Like,
facts.
you can't just be like, oh, I'm going to get stronger. You got to just...
You got to do it.
You got to do it.
But in the time.
Yeah,
That's right.
A lot
It's
of
the
people,
grind.
A lot of people
Grind
might
us.
say they want to do something, and they might say that a million times a day, but if they never make any effort to actually do it, what is their words?
It's like I'm going to stop smoking.
But if they don't make any effort to stop, then
New Year's resolutions.
And how can you exhibit that idea in the text?
Learn to kill mockingbird use those actions.
Of changing.
When Atticus stood up for Tom Robinson.
Yeah, it went against like what the town gave them.
Yes.
The
He
norm.
stayed true to his own morals instead of following what literally majority of the town thought.
Most of the town, the whites were against the blacks, so they automatically assumed that they were bad and no matter what, they should be punished, whether they actually did it or not. So they didn't really believe that even if they were innocent, they should be proven innocent. So
I think everyone agrees. Gage, do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. How so?
Because a lot of people in the town, like, if someone was saying that he, like, Tom Robinson did this, so a lot of other people would just keep following, and they would just keep getting bigger, and everyone would just keep following in them. But except for Atticus, he wouldn't follow. He would change. He was kind of going the opposite of that.
Yeah.
And proving the people wrong.
See, I think a lot of people have a problem where they're afraid to express their own beliefs and opinions, so they kind of follow in the footsteps of everyone else because there's more people going for that. But it really just kind of shows you have to stand up for what you believe in instead of just following in others' footsteps.
Gotta do what you think is right, not what other people think is right.
Amen.
Facts.
Okay. We should probably move on to the second thing. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Praise the Lord.
So, what words of wisdom does To Kill a Mockingbird teach? So, I put Atticus taught us that to treat everybody evenly, kind of the golden rule, and not to let people's backgrounds or the family or the environment they grew up in to change how we see them.
I agree. That's what I got out of it.
I agree with you. I said there were like two really important quotes that I thought were important in the book that really showed that. In chapter 3, Atticus said to Scout, "You never understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb into his skin and walk around in it." And then he also said to Scout, "You just hold your head high and keep those fists down. No matter what anybody says to you, don't let them get you to go. Try fighting with your head for a change," which is really true to the world today because lately a lot of people just resort to violence instead of just trying to talk it out and stuff.
Agreed.
It also kind of shows that, you don't know the person and you don't know what they go through and what their family life is and everything that outside of what you already know. So you can't really just judge them. You have to know how being that is.
Did you guys say that?
No, continue with the Socratic.
Okay. Okay, I thought it was certain things. Okay. I agree.
And why is that?
Okay.
Let's move on to our next topic now.
Yes, I agree with Hunter.
Okay, agreed.
Do you think that we determine our own destinies?
Yeah.
Or-
Yes, because the choices you make and the decisions and everything that lead up to everything is kind of what changes your future.
I see what you mean, but I don't agree with that. I don't think that people can determine their own destinies. Because, like, if you have two people, like Romeo and Juliet, Romeo made the decision to go to the party, but he didn't know that Juliet was going to be there. So part of Juliet being there was not in his hands. So he didn't know he was going to meet Juliet that night.
Yes, but he was the one who decided to go and marry her.
I agree
Yeah, but they
with you,
waited
Emma.
and met. He didn't choose to meet her.
Yes, but he was the one who decided to continue to pursue Juliet.
He tried to
So-
There are
engage.
some things that are out of
I
people's
agree with
control, but there
Engage
are
in
definitely
contact
things that you
to
have
make
control over.
Yes.
Yes, I agree with you, Nature. You do have a good
I
point
agree
there,
with you.
but
Good job, Emma.
I do think that, yes, he didn't know Juliet was going to be there, but he made the choice to continue to follow her around and continue to get to know her, which kind of help the situation move along, I guess. So in both cases, I believe it's a little bit of both.
So do I.
If that makes
Adding
sense.
on to kind of what you guys said, I know this is a little bit a Christian thing to say, but God's plan, guys, God's plan, and I think everything's kind of already
Laid
aligned.
out for us.
You know what I mean? And yeah, we make our own choices, but I think they all add up to exactly what was already planned for us.
Yeah, but things along the way can also change it too. Like,
Hunter, do you have something to add?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But I think that those things that are meant to change it happen for a reason, though,
Mhm.
still.
yeah.
Everything happens for a reason.
Amen.
Well, because another Christian kind of thing.
Oh.
Well, God gives us obstacles, and like maybe your friend is trying to pressure you into doing something illegal. That's your decision to make, and if you make the wrong decision to that, you might end up getting in trouble or jail or something like that, and that kind of changes your plan a little bit.
Yep.
Okay. So whatever, if you thought that we determine our own destinies or not, how is that idea exhibited in the text?
Either one.
I just put that when Atticus decided to take the Tom Robinson case, he showed the town what he stands for, and that he doesn't let the bigger opinion, I guess, interfere with what his true beliefs are, and how he doesn't discriminate like the rest of
And
the.
that's kind of like
People that live
religious
in the
people
town.
and non-religious people
Kinda.
in some way.
You don't have to be religious to believe in
Destiny and fate.
stuff like that.
Well,
I mean,
You know?
yes.
It does kind of like affect how you see it, though.
yeah. Well, in Romeo and Juliet, he made the decision to drink the poison, so he kind of determined his own there.
And also,
Yeah, I agree.
Juliet didn't plan on him end up killing himself.
Yeah,
So she kind of determined her fate, but not really.
yeah,
She was planning on being with him.
she
Yeah.
was, but
She
he
tried
thought-
to determine her
She
fate.
Something.
was figuring
Saying
that
it, Chief.
he was gonna get no,
You can only determine it so much. You can only
but
do
he
so much
ended up
about
not
it.
getting no.
So my counterclaim was kind of what we talked about too. It's some people may think that we don't determine our own fate, and it's determined by things around us, people around us, and our environment. So I think that some people do believe that too, but
I
don't know.
I
It's
agree
just your
with you. I
personal
think that's right. But it also depends on like the decisions we make and the people we choose to be around. And I guess in some ways it chooses our own fate, but in other ways we do kind of contribute to that. I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the last one is how are Romeo and Juliet and Shakespeare still relevant today? So I put that their love story may be an old one, but the passion and intimacy won't be forgotten. The problems they face and these hardships are still common in our society today, which is crazy since it's such an old story. Dealing with their parents' feud, family, and really in their relationship is still hard and can happen in today's world.
Yeah, I agree with that because in today's world, there's a lot of people that get together, but their families might not agree on it. Or especially today, now they have more boys who like boys and girls who like girls. So not a whole lot of people think that's how it should be, but I guess that's their love. And you can't really
Yeah.
change their mind on that.
So I put that agreed with you, and I put Romeo and Juliet as still relevant today because it tells the story of two lovers who took their lives because they thought the other one was dead. So they thought their life was over, which still happens in the world today. According to inverse research shows that breakups are the leading cause of suicide in teens. And I put that Shakespeare is still relevant today because he uses his writings to teach many lessons to the people of the world.
Right, very good.
Don't forget to like and subscribe down below.
Yeah, in the end, the only thing that matters about this is hit that like button.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Trust me.
Okay,
The
outside
goal
circle.
is 10 likes.
Okay.
Hit the subscribe
Okay,
button.
that's
They got it.
Yeah, we got it. Okay. The
Touch my
outside circle
chair.
celebrate. What did the inside circle do great? Mondays.
We flexed on them.
Really good conversation. Yeah, what? Just a minute, sit down, please.
We connected.
Sit down. Just wait.
Them haters.
Poured our
What
soul
made
into that.
it good?
Inviting.
Inviting, good. Okay, and how did they dig deeper? That's what.
We kept it going.
Okay, but how?
We
That's
really
real life.
passed on to each other ideas.
We kept
okay.
elaborating.
Oh,
No, we related it to real life.
What?
Everyone's getting ahead of themselves.
Yeah.
I know.
No, Gage did great. Okay, let's identify
Did an
specific.
I didn't say a word. I said he was an ass.
Oh, we're still on.
Oh.
Because we're celebrating the good things that we've
Your mom's
done.
gonna see that, Gage.
So,
Oh,
How
from my
did-
dad.
how did we dig deeper? What were the specific skills that we used
Hit that
to dig deeper? Sophie?
They did a very nice job of building on each other's
Live
ideas
stream.
and pulling people in when they knew that someone needed to add something.
Okay, so when they knew someone needed to add something, meaning they were aware of the body language of those who were actively engaged. Look, that's huge for all of you participants to be aware of the nonverbals of everyone, because you can tell if someone has something to say, and being able and willing to let them into the conversation to add is huge. That's a great skill. Good job, guys. Elaine, what were you saying?
They also, I noticed they had a good, heated argument, but it wasn't me. They had it calm, but not calm.
Okay, thoughtfully, as we say here, respond thoughtfully to diverse or divergent perspectives. Yes, good. What else did they do well?
They were their outside knowledge.
Their outside knowledge, yeah, good. Did we have a lot of inside knowledge, if you will, the textual evidence?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching myself.
It's so delayed.
Okay, very good job. Outside circle and inside circle. Let's quickly.
Wait, how long ago was it?
Dawson.